Good morning.
And good evening, beautiful people. What's popping? Another episode,
The
episode three.
trifecta. The trifecta,
Episode
baby.
3. You already know. We in the vibes, you in the cut. Dion, how was your week, bro?
Man,
Just gotta ask.
this week flew by. This week flew by from last time we recorded to now. I mean, I feel like it blinked and we're already back here again. So, not much crazy happened this week. Just keeping my head down, trying to catch up on some of these Netflix shows. But yeah, man, it's been right now.
Yeah.
I'm watching this show. It's called The Terminal List, Amazon Prime.
Okay.
It's a banger.
You got Prime?
Don't we
My
all?
bad.
Don't we
My
all?
bad. I didn't know you had money like that.
Okay, broke boy. Broke boy. I don't mess with broke boys.
You're wild for that.
I don't mess with broke boys.
Anyway, what's the show? What's the show? Terminal List? That what you said?
Terminal List. Yeah, it's about this. Real quick, it's about these dudes. They were special ops in the military. The government gave them a tumor. They end up trying to cover it up by killing them all, but one dude survives, and now he's on a mission to figure out who put the tumor in his brain.
All right.
Real quick 10 episode, but
say less.
That was a banger.
Yeah, I've been watching. I've been rewatching basically this show on Apple TV called Hijack with Idris Elba.
Oh, I've been hearing that's fire.
Solid, bro. You know Idris, whenever he's in something, like he low-key kills his role every single time.
I heard they didn't end it off well, but I heard like before that it's fire. Did you? Yeah. Are you finished it or?
Yeah, I already finished it. I'm just rewatching it, but I like the ending though. Ending was cool. I thought it was a little bit slow the first couple episodes, but it started to roll. Once the ball got rolling, episode 3, like we're good to go. I'm locked in. So
you got Apple TV. You don't want the money.
What? Hey man, you called me broke, so I'm broke, bro. All right, bro. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, bro. Let's lock in, man. As y'all know, as you should know, as you better know. I mean, golly, if you haven't heard, Texas won the Big 12 championship, defeating Oklahoma State, thrashing them, to be honest, bending them over, slapping them around. Like, it's pretty bad. 49-21. UT got the dub while breaking multiple records by Quinn Ewers. He is now the Big 12 passing record holder, and also Texas broke the record for total yards in a game for the Big 12 title. 662 yards for the day, Dion. Ugh, that was nasty.
Don't forget the most important one. They got the WWE Championship from
here we go.
The Undertaker.
Hey, let me get your thoughts. You like the belt? You saw Quinn? Raise it up.
You told me that it's some partnership, but I'm still confused why they got a belt. But that's definitely a moment. That's definitely a dope moment for Quinn. So, I mean, he's definitely gonna get that picture hung up like, yo, Undertaker gave me the belt. For the rest of the year, I'm at least throwing that joint on the shoulder.
Gotta throw it on the shoulder.
That's kind of live. So I like it.
Yeah, I saw a video of Undertaker before the game holding it, and he said, "This is kind of heavy." So for him to say like it's kind of heavy, like that belt real deal, bro.
They gave him a real deal joint. Yeah. No, that's fire. I'm still confused why this is I don't know, but it was live though. It's live.
Cool. I think the whole celebration was, and then like Brett Yormark, I don't know if you saw the video, but people booing him the whole time he was trying to say something. Dude couldn't say a word the whole presentation. I mean, mind you, it's well deserved. So I'm not gonna.
He getting that Roger Goodell treatment. When Roger Goodell be at the draft. That's crazy. Okay, right? He deserved it. Like you say, he deserved it.
And there's a picture of one of his family members. I don't want to call it out because we don't know for sure, but the caption, on Twitter was circulating is that his daughter was the one flicking off the crowd while they were booing at him. Which you got to stand up for pops. I understand, but it's like, it's not really a good look. It's not really a good look. It's not a good look.
Yeah, well, what did they do to Texas? Why this whole year's just been bad for them, man. God.
Oh, facts from the get-go. Just having to hand the trophy off to Sarkisian after he just talked so much trash beginning of the year about them. Like, he got what was coming to him. So I don't blame him. I don't blame the Texas crowd for booing it. I thought it was really cool. But I thought it was funny because he did mention in his like speech or whatever, Yormark, He was like, I do think this team deserves to go to the playoff. Then the crowd starts clapping, right? Crowd's like, yeah, like cheering him on. And then he starts talking again, and they start booing again. So I'm like, no, I thought we were done. I thought we was done.
He's taking this beef to the grave. He's taking this beef to the grave, man. But really quick, man, I mean, before we dive in, just real recap to the game. I mean, I see you went a little viral there on the social media streets, man. How does that feel to be a celebrity, man?
Man, I don't like going viral that way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, for anyone who doesn't know, I posted a video of Ollie Gordon, Oklahoma State's running back, before the game. He comes into the tunnel, hyped up. Everyone's hyped up right before they run out onto the field, and he's yelling out "F Texas." I get it. You want to have that type of energy before the game, and you don't like the team you're playing against on the other side of the football, but like, I just thought it was a cool thing to post. I just thought, okay, a little rivalry brewing, and that's the matchup we talked about last week. How is Ollie Gordon going to play against this Texas front seven? Because this Texas front seven is nasty. And so when I got the clip, I shot it, and I was like, man, this is money. Like, this is what you want. This is right before the game. Rushed over to the media section, right? Did my little edit real quick, in and out. Got my caption ready to go. And in my caption, I wasn't thrashing the kid. All I did was say, Ollie Gordon said F Texas, before the game. This is going to be a good game. Like, the energy's high. And the next thing I know.
And Bleacher Report did the most messiest thing in the world. They did a before and after of the picture, man. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah. It's funny thing enough with Bleacher Report, they did ask for my courtesy or whatever, so I gave it to them, and I was like, yeah, y'all could post it. But I didn't know they were going to do that with it. Like, doing a few moments later with the SpongeBob meme, like, showing him yelling on the sideline, and then, of course, after the game, man, 34 yards rushing, Dion. 34 yards rushing. You can't do that. You can't do that with 34 yards rushing, man. Because guess what? UT's fan base.
Yeah, they're gonna let you hear it.
UT's fan base gonna let you hear it. And after the game, bro, I just kept getting notifications of quote tweets here and there, and even Byron Murphy talked about it after the game, tweeted it out, and it's just like, dang, bro. I just wanted to show the energy and the passion from the kid. And now his mention is getting blown up.
No, you started a hate train for sure. You started a hate train, Ollie Gordon hate train.
And I'm just saying right now, I apologize, Ollie. I didn't want you to get all that smoke. That wasn't my intention. I'm just letting right now. I'm gonna let you know right now. That was not my intentions. I was just excited for the game, and I thought it was a cool little video that I shot. And next thing I know, 1.5 million views later. Oh man. But yeah, but speaking about that though, just with the game, man, that was one point of emphasis. Texas shut them down. I mean, Texas shut down the best, well, arguably the best running back in the nation. He was leading the nation in rushing yards going into that game. Only getting 34 yards is a big deal. I mean, because we're talking about a kid that we mentioned last week, and we were able to talk to Michelle Montaigne, sports reporter from Tulsa 8, and she was describing how he was leading the nation in rushing after barely playing or getting touches the first 3 games of the season. And so it's not like he was just balling out the whole year and his numbers stacked up. No, he basically had 3 less games than everybody else and still was leading the nation in rushing. And so for Texas to stop him for only 34 yards rushing, like, that's a huge deal, and just put a staple on why this Texas front seven is considered one of the best, and in my opinion, the best in the nation. But other than that, though, we got to talk about the offense, right? Like, this offense was ridiculous. Quinn Ewers, like I mentioned beforehand, 452 yards passing. That's a Big 12 championship record. 4 touchdowns. Yeah, 1 interception, but who cares? Dude balled out. And it just seemed like he knew what Oklahoma State was running the whole time while he was on the field. I mean, his preparation was so, just feel like, locked in. I mean, he just knew exactly what Oklahoma State was running and where to go with the football. And he had a lot of great throws, and honestly didn't have many throws that I was questioning. There may be 1 or 2 deep balls to Xavier Worthy that maybe look kind of off, and of course an interception. But other than that, I mean, kid balled out. He deserves the belt from the Undertaker. And man, I'm just happy for him to be able to have that type of game. And I did want to point out though, that's something that we need to get used to now. I think it's time to start saying like Quinn Ewers balls out in big games. I mean, dating all the way back to last year with Alabama, the first go round. I mean, before he got hurt in that game, he was balling out. I mean, he had a deep throw to Xavier Worthy, went down the field pretty easily, then got injured, and so then he fast forward to the Red River Shootout last year. Quinn had a tremendous game. After the game, he had the golden hat on, doing his thing. And then fast forward to the Alamo Bowl last year against Washington, had over 350 yards passing in that game. Another game where he showed, okay, I see the arm talent that everyone's talking about. Then go into this year, game against Alabama, big time game, bright lights. Guess what? Balls out, beats Alabama in Tuscaloosa by double digits. Red River game again this year, had an interception in the first 2 drives, but after that drive, nearly was perfect. Got Texas back into the game, got Texas the lead at the end of the game, and the defense was the one that lost that game for Texas, not Quinn Ewers. And so then you look at this game this past Saturday in the Big 12 championship, and once again, a record-breaking performance. It just seems like every big game that Quinn Ewers has been in, he has shown up and shown out. And I think we got to start giving credit to Quinn. When the bright lights are on, he makes big-time plays, and I think he deserves that and a couple snaps because, man, he has become that guy when the bright lights are on that you can trust him to step up and ball out for the UT.
Facts. And my big thing, too, I mean, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but you're saying, I mean, there's no lights brighter than these next couple games, or at least the next game. You're saying we can expect that the same Quinn in this next matchup, right?
I mean, I see it. There hasn't been any, I guess, notion that he can't do it. Every game that he's been in, that's been a big-time game, he's played really well. And so there's those other games in the conference play that like, oh man, he looked kind of lax right there, or he didn't look great in BYU, or he didn't look great in this game or that game. Not BYU, he didn't play in BYU, but just throwing games out there, or names out there, I guess I should say. Even dating back to last time he played Oklahoma State a year ago, looked really bad. And he talked about it in the post game, like he watched the tape and he saw that. And he was like, man, I could play a lot better. And he played a lot better on Saturday. And so, yeah, there's been games where you question Quinn's consistency. But one thing has been consistent. When it's a big-time game, he steps up. And especially now against Washington, they're ranked as the 120th pass defense in the nation. That's out of 130, Dion. So, yeah, they're not great. So I expect Quinn to have a big game against Washington as well. It's probably going to be a shootout. But before we get to that, I also just want to stay on this Big 12 title game and kind of talk about that last play that UT had with Jonathan Brooks.
Ruined it, bro. I had a great I was
going to say, my bad. You can still do it.
He want to cook. Man, God, I was going to say, no matter, the great game Quinn had, he wasn't the last one taking the snap. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What happened there?
Hey, that was a great transition, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Let me help you cook, man. I'm gonna let you cook. Like, let me help you cook, man. Tell us a little bit about that last play, man. Was that, did you hear something about this gonna be the last play if Texas was to win, or where did this come from?
Yeah, so Arch Manning did take the snap. Everyone loves Arch Manning. But it was the guy behind Arch that got all the claps and praise. It was Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brooks tore his ACL out for the season. And so he was actually on the field for the last kneel down, and Arch kneeled the ball down and gave the ball to Jonathan Brooks. And you saw everyone kind of corral him and surround him with love and stuff like that, because they know how much this moment meant to him. And you're right. After the game, we talked to Coach Sarkisian and a couple of the players about that moment. And Coach Sark kind of just basically described how this was something they planned ahead of time. This is something that they practiced during that week. And he said once they had that during practice and they had Brooks go out there, everyone was wondering, why is that? And he told the team, like, look, we're going to have Jonathan take a snap in this Big 12 title game. He wanted Jonathan to have a snap in this Big 12 title game to show on record that he played. And he wanted the guys to visualize them winning the ball and winning the game and kneeling the ball with Jonathan Brooks in the backfield. He wanted them to visualize that so that when it happens in real time, it's something they've already seen before. And so we're actually able to listen to defensive back Jahdae Barron about what that moment was like for him. and the lead up to that moment and what that moment meant to not only Jade, but the rest of his teammates.
We did that over the week just so we can get a feel and be ready, and we can visualize it, and we're gonna put it to existence and put it to work. So just to have the opportunity for him, knowing that he's been down, he got an injury he's going through, to go out there and step and still be a part of the team and suit up, it was amazing. It was amazing for that.
It meant a lot for the whole team. It may not seem like it, but it meant a lot for us, and I know it meant a lot for him because even though he's hurt, he put in a lot of work just like we did just to get here. It's a lot of games he played in that he helped us win. So it's kind of like a moment where we got to give our hats off and tip our hats to him as well.
So yeah, Dion, you heard it there first. Like, this is something that they envisioned and they wanted to happen. And I think everyone knows that was a big moment for Jonathan, because he was a big time loss to this team, but the fact that they're still able to keep winning and now in the college football playoff, it's a big deal. And it sucks that Jonathan's not there, but they at least wanted him to have that moment with him and the team.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like there was a lot of emotions on this game day. Playing in a big game like this, it was supposed to be a close game. Everybody's predicting a close game, but giving a butt whooping.
Stupid.
And I heard there's a lot of other stories of some crazy things. You told me that there was somebody else that had an emotional story on what was it, Saturday? Who else had an emotional story? Let me know, please.
Yeah. Defensive tackle Byron Murphy. So after the game, me, I'm in the cut with it. I'm in the cut with it. You feel me? Confetti's coming down. I'm looking around, head on the swivel, trying to figure out what can I shoot.
You just as good a cameraman as Maury's cameraman.
You are not the father. Oh, yeah, but facts though. I'm chasing after people the whole time. And I tell you what, celebration shooting, it's super fun, but man, it's stressful. Because you're trying to figure out what to shoot. How long do you hold the shot? Because something else could be happening behind you. You're trying to get all the emotions. But yeah, so while I was doing that, I saw Byron Murphy off to the side with his family. And so I kind of jogged over there to try to get the shot of him hugging his family. It looked like his pops and his mother. And so while he was hugging him, I just saw the emotion. And of course, you have that moment with your family, and you really don't see Byron, at least the media doesn't see Byron in that type of emotional state that often. And so being able to see that, I felt the need to ask him in the press conference, why do you feel like, or what was that moment like for him and his family to have that hugging moment? And little did I know, he revealed to us that the day before the Big 12 championship, his uncle passed away. It was a family emergency, it wasn't expected. And so hearing that, it was like, this dude played with a heavy heart before the biggest game of his life. And he had a really, really, really good game. And so to be able to ball out the way he did, knowing the emotions behind that, man, I was just so happy that he was able to do that and honor his uncle in that way. And I'm sure his uncle is proud of his nephew, the way he balled out against Oklahoma State. But yeah, learning that was very sad to hear. But like I said, I'm sure his family's proud of the way he honored his uncle on Saturday.
Man, it means a lot because, yesterday it was a family emergency happened, like a little tragedy or whatever. I lost my uncle. So today it means a lot. I dedicated this game to him. So it means a lot. I love him, and I'm surely miss him for sure. But having that moment with my family means a lot to me, man. No better feeling.
Yeah, this season for Texas, it hasn't been the easiest. Injuries, death to team members, families. I feel like they have a lot on their shoulders when it comes to this college football playoffs. And man, with them, they're playing like this now, and having all these added pressures.
Man, yeah, I know.
I mean, I can see.
I know.
It's
You know what
looking it's looking like one of those movie-like stories that they might could pull this thing out, man.
That's a great point, though.
Really quick.
That's a great point. Let me just touch on that real quick because that's something we've talked about before the game. When I say we, Jeff Jones and I, for KView, when we went live before the game at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., one thing that I pointed out was with this season, there's been so much adversity. I mean, if you really do think about it, right? You lose Quinn Ewers for a couple games. Still, Malik steps up, ball is out. And then next thing you know, you lose Jonathan Brooks. then Seth Baxter steps up, and you have a Jaden Blue stepping up, and mind you, oh my goodness, Keelan Robinson. I haven't talked about him yet with this recap.
Yeah, you told me about a crazy
this stat is wild. Hey, shout out CJ Vogel on Twitter. That's my dog for tweeting this out. So this is his stat. He looked it up. Keelan Robinson has had 10 touches in the last 2 games. 10 touches. All right? 10 touches.
I got you. We're at 10, yeah.
Keelan has 3 touchdowns and 1 kickoff return for a touchdown within those 10 touches. So you're telling me nearly half the time he gets the ball, he scores a touchdown. Like,
get that man the ball.
Get the man the ball.
Get that man the ball.
Dude is balling out, man. And so, yeah, shout out Keelan, another guy, right, that's waiting his turn, not expected to get a lot of touches in the first place. And so now with Jonathan Brooks out, he's another guy that's been stepping up in that running back room, kind of fill the gap. And I'm just proud that he's able, and happy for the kid that he's able to do that now, knowing that he's transferred from Alabama, and knowing that when he transferred here, the expectation was kind of high for him. But now it's get in how you fit in, and he's fitting in pretty well. And he does this celebration where he goes like this. I don't know. I don't know how I did that. I think that's kind of funny. I think that's a cool little celebration. But yeah, props to Keelan for doing that. But like I was mentioning earlier, though, so much adversity on this team. Quinn going down, Jonathan Brooks going down, just little things here and there of people talking trash about them, going back to Iowa State, calling them out, and then dudes talking trash before the Big 12 title game in Oklahoma State, that frat killing a Longhorn. I don't know if you saw the pictures of that. That was sick. Having Longhorn. Yes. Yeah. You didn't see that?
I did what?
You didn't see that? Bro.
No, that's
so there was
crazy.
this picture before the game of a Longhorn, basically, guts out on the front lawn of one of these fraternities at Oklahoma State. They were saying it's like a prank that they were pulling on each other. So I guess one frat house pulled a prank on another frat house. But that's sick. That's sick. And so that's why Quinn Ewers on his Instagram post on Tuesday, his caption was for Bevo's cousin. That was his caption. It was for Bevo's cousin, talking about, the guy over there. So what a caption, by the way.
I guess people just aren't learning that, Texas is just keep giving.
Don't motivate them.
What was the Michael Jordan doc? I took that personal. I took that personal,
bro. Why?
They're just giving them more motivation to go out there and spank them. I mean, like you said, they're averaging 35 a game.
Yeah, bro.
You don't need to give these guys any extra motivation to come whoop you. And now you're gonna do Bevo cousin like that. It's now we can't let up on you. We could have tried to make this close, but nah, we're gonna whoop on you.
Yeah,
we're gonna hold Ollie to 34 yards, and we'll get you out of here pretty quickly.
You didn't have to do that.
I don't get why people.
Yeah, and then the whole Yormark comments before the season started. That's the type of stuff that it adds up. It really does add up, and they have this saying where it's embrace the hate. And I know a lot of people don't like that because it's everyone hates you for a reason. And Texas thinks they're all big and bad, and Texas thinks they're all this and that. But people really do hate Texas. I didn't realize that until I started working in Austin. But there's a lot of teams in the Big 12 that genuinely hate Texas. And so, of course, embracing the hate, it's a real thing. It really is. And I think they've done that so far. And man, now they got into the college football playoff. But yeah, D, top 4 is in. What are your thoughts on the top 4? You think they got it right?
Man, I mean, there's a lot of politics in it. I feel bad. You do have to feel bad for Florida State. But I do think they got it right. I think, I think these are the 4 teams that everybody wants to see besides Florida State.
Yeah.
I think consensus would say that these are the 4 teams that we want to see. Even though, Florida State did find a way to be undefeated, we just don't want to see out without. We just don't want to see out Jordan Travis. So,
no.
Yeah, and I think the committee was suffering from PTSD from TCU letting them in there, and I think TCU kind of ruined it for, I guess, those heartfelt stories of like, oh yeah, we let this team in and they beat one team and yeah they got there and
yeah, they got
it's like
embarrassed.
Yeah, so I think the committee was suffering from that of like, yeah, let's just put the 4. I don't care what the record is. Let's just put the 4 best teams in here and just rock out. But like I say, it does suck. It does suck for them. I do feel bad for them. You prepare all season, you fight through a major injury, and you still find a way to win 2 games. You did suck for them, but yeah, I mean, it sucks for them, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. And before we dive deep into this, because we're actually going to talk about this after the interview that we have, and so just want to give my thoughts real quick. Like, they got it right. They got it right. So before we actually get into that, let's actually get into this interview that we have. So excited, by the way, Dion. Like, what a great interview this was. This is with lifetime Longhorn. You know what I'm saying? Jermichael Finley. We were able to have him. The Jermichael Finley. My bad. You right. The Jermichael Finley. Elevate you. He was able to hop on to the Mose Knows pod and was able to give us some time just to talk about him being on the sidelines. That's who I was actually saw him on the sidelines during the game, and he was with a couple other former Longhorns, Marvell and Overshone, Roshan Johnson, Vince Young. Everybody was out there. Quandre Diggs. They're doing their thing. So we're able to talk to Jermichael about his thoughts on the game, also his thoughts about the playoff that we were just discussing, and his son Dion at Aledo right now, balling out. So what's it like for him as a father to be able to watch his little mini me now making plays like he did on the football field? So here's the interview with Jermichael Finley. Hope y'all enjoy. What's up, everybody? Got to give cheers to the main man that's joining us now, the owner of Elevate You, by the way, creator and owner, lifetime Longhorn, 6-year pro, including a Super Bowl championship with the Green Bay Packers. Jermichael Finley, what's popping, my guy? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Just living the dream, just staying out the way, man. And, supporting my horns, and like I said, man, hoping these guys can come out with a dub and represent the Longhorns well.
And before we hopped on, man, you talking about you just doing finals week? What's you doing with that? Man, you in school right now?
This boy don't sleep, man.
Busy week, man. Just finish a final for fundamentals of nutrition, and man, what a week it's been. But overall, just excited to really just finish my education at the University of Texas and get my degree, and pray to God I can hopefully go into football. And navigate through that life and start my second career, man. And I'm ready to go.
So you're talking about like coaching, right? That's what you're trying to hop into.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, this guy's not taking no days off. He's clocked in. He's clocked in 7 days, man. This guy's not slowing down no time soon.
No time, baby. So man, just I'm just excited to be on your show, man. Your podcast, and showing. Letting Austin know what I got going, and let Austin know how much I love my Longhorns, and just let the alum know that we back.
Yeah, you talk about how much you love them. You love them so much you're on the sideline on Saturday. I saw you out there dripped out like usual. You know what I'm saying? I already know. But yeah, dude, I just want to get your perspective while you were on the sidelines watching the game in person. What were some of your thoughts from this year's team when they won the Big 12 championship?
A ton of thoughts, man. One, start at the head coach with Sarkisian. He has developed these kids to buy into, his program, his way of coaching, and his way of going about things. And the second thing is the guys that they have implemented into the program, man, they came to play. It just as I was looking at the field and at the guys battling. Saturday, it just looked like the old Texas. It looks like Texas is back, and all the guys that I was with, Vince Young, Selvin Young, Jamal Charles, Michael Griffin, them guys was pretty stoked about what we saw on Saturday.
Speaking about that old team, Dion had a question for
That's
you.
crazy.
That.
He beat me to the punch. I was literally had the question here on paper. Like, when it comes to this Texas team, do you see any similarities to you guys when you won the championship? Does this team remind y'all, and what facet do they remind y'all of? Yourselves when y'all won that championship. What is it about this team that makes them so special?
First, and what I believe about is your swag. It's how you look. It's how you play. And then how you play is how you get paid. So these guys are coming out with the drip, the swag. They're coming out very confident. Sarkisian is not letting them get out of hand with all of like the swagger and things, but he's letting them be kids. He's letting them show what they worked so hard for in the dark and what these guys love to do. And you can see it first when they first hit the tunnel. Them guys are jacked up, ready to go. You got their swag rag on. Guys are, guys are just walking out confident. And I saw OSU the other day. It was like, man, this ain't the Texas team we saw on film. So what they're doing is very, very special for the city of Austin, and I'm pretty excited.
That's awesome, G. That's awesome. Yeah, because you're right. They do have that swagger. I know when they came out against TCU, they had a little boom box with them, and so that type of stuff, that gets everybody hyped and gets everyone locked in. And so you're totally right about that. And I actually just wanted to throw a question out to you just about your position, tight end. There's another great one at UT right now, Jatavian Sanders. I know we didn't really discuss this beforehand, but just your thoughts on his play so far in his last couple of seasons, and man, what makes him special in your eyes?
Hey, dude can play. Once again, dude got swagger. And one thing that I like that he do is when he get the ball, he get jiggy with it. He gets yards. He gets yards after the catch, and he makes it very, very hard on the cornerbacks, the linebackers, the safety. And he's not that tight end that gets the ball and goes down. He's a tight end that can get upfield and make things happen. So I love watching that kid play. And like I said, don't want to look too far ahead, but he's going to be a great prospect at the next level for sure.
Yeah, just curious. Do y'all have a relationship? Do you talk to him at all?
Yeah, when I come down to Austin, I jab him here and there, give him a little wisdom and knowledge. But other than that, hopefully after the season, when things slow down and he's elevating and going to the next level, I can give him some knowledge about what to expect on the next level and what to look for also. So hopefully that relationships get tighter.
And I also just wanted to talk about, you're speaking about giving knowledge. I'm sure you're giving knowledge to your boy that's in your household right now, Caden, your little son. Man,
I heard he's a stud out there.
Even I shouldn't call him little. Dude's big as heck. He's balling out, dude. Dude's balling out at Aledo in the playoff run. So just wondering, just as a father, while you're on the sidelines or even when you're in the stands watching your son play, what's that like? Is it kind of like, dang, that's crazy. Like that's my boy. Like, how does that feel?
Man, it's different. It's pretty sweet actually. I get to coach him up a little. And then after coaching him up, I get to go see what he loves to do his best, and that's playing football. And playing it at a very high level and playing it fast. And every time I see him, it's like I get more nervous than when I played in the Super Bowl in 2010. Is going to see my kid. You know what I mean? Because one other thing is that it's out of my hands. It's all in his, so I can't play for him. You know what I mean? So it's pretty sweet, man. I'm just, I'm enjoying the ride, making sure he's determined and demanding about his future and what he really wants to do. So I stay on the little parts, the off the field parts, because the on the field parts is, DNA don't travel, DNA travel. So I ain't got to worry about that.
He's straight.
Yeah. He's good. That's all. Read him between the lines. He gonna be straight on the field. He gonna be straight on the field.
I'm just working on the things inside the ears, and that's his brain and the little miscellaneous things for when we go into war on the field. But other than that, we good.
And I'm just curious, like when you watch him play, are you a yeller at the refs? Like, oh, you missed that call. You like calm with it when you watch him?
Yeah. It depends. It depends on how close the game is. If we blowing them out, but if we pretty close, I'm pretty hoarse after the game. I got that coach. I got that coach's voice after the game. You can't hear nothing I'm saying. So it just depends on what the dynamic of the game looked like.
Got you. And that was when it came to football. Was that something that he just picked up one day, or was that something that he just watched you and was like, okay, I'm gonna try it out, and he just ended up loving it? So how was that for him getting into football?
I'm big at mental reps. So I think more of watching more of the expectations that I require. And he knows what level I want him to play at. So I think it's just translated over to, him playing at a very high level at a very young age, knowing what I expect, knowing what I want. And I think that's just, in a 15-year-old head, it's like, oh, my dad played in the National Football League. Oh, my dad loves the grind. So I might want to pick off where he left off at. So I really think that's what it is.
And his recruitment, I know he's still young. He got a lot of time left when it comes to recruiting, but I know back in your day, you had a ton of offers. And so how are you trying to help him navigate, that whole aspect of people starting to show him love and coaches reaching out, but still like staying focused and keeping the main thing the main thing?
And that's my thing, keeping the main thing the main thing. What got you here is your grind and scoring touchdowns and doing all that. I don't pretty much like the recruits or the scouts coming during the course of the season. But when we grinding in the off season and you can put all that stuff to the side when first week comes, we can deal with that. But other than that, I try to keep the recruits, the scouts away and make the first thing and try to, I'm the facilitator. I'm Jerry Jones in this situation.
Got you. And I see that he had an offer from Texas. Are you pushing him to go that way, or what are we thinking?
Nah, it is what it is. There, Texas continue to win. Texas continue to be in the top 10 and showing these kids around the country, not only my kid, that the University of Texas is one of the best programs around in the country. It's going to speak for itself. So. And I think that's what it's going to really come down to, Texas speaking for itself.
Yeah, and you talk about continuing to win. That winning has got them into the college football playoffs. Just initially, your thoughts on this matchup with Washington, and how do you think the Longhorns stack up?
I think it's going to be a great game. They stack up well. Very, very. It's going to be a game that's on. The lights are on, and one thing I don't think Washington is ready for that. And I think that's what we got to plus at. But at the end of the day, these kids are at D1 schools for a reason. So everybody on that field is going to be ready to play and fulfill their dream. So I think Texas need to come out and do what they've been doing, is playing smash mouth football and playing Texas Longhorn football. And I think they'll get this win.
Yeah, this is. I'm excited. I'm excited for this whole thing, man. I mean, what was your initial thoughts when you saw him in that 4th spot? Were you nervous? Did you think the committee was gonna rock with him? What was your thoughts on that?
At the end of the day, if Texas went out and handled business like they did at AT&T Stadium, I knew the world. I knew the rankings and the standings was going to do its own due diligence, because once again, the Iron Texas is up on you, and we told a lot of weight. You know what I mean? And I think I know for TV, they want that Texas-Bama game. Let's not be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And H-Town. So,
and we won it too, though. We won it too. I want it too. Like, I want to see the rematch.
Let's see that rematch and see what both schools got. See what we can come up with. And like I said, I'm pretty excited to see Texas go to battle.
Hey, question for you. They're going to the Sugar Bowl. Big time bowl. You talk about when the bright lights are on you. That's when big time players step up. What's your most memorable bowl game? What's your favorite one from your memory?
Mine was going to the Alamo Bowl, and making a statement there and get my name. You know what I mean, it was a small bowl, but at the end of the day, it was a bowl to where, that was going to put me in the National Football League. And after that, I had, had scouts in the league calling here and there and on it. So. The Alamo Bowl. It was for me. But
what was your stat line that game?
Stat line that game. I know I got a bill. I know I got a hundo for
Ooh,
sure.
okay. Chill out.
Talk to him.
Talk to him. I know I got a hundo that game.
Easy.
Hey, and that you're right. It correlated to the next level. I'm just curious, man. You still keeping up with the Packers? Jordan Love, man, he's balling out lately.
Yeah, I keep up with them guys, man. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm so busy with my own kids, dealing with my own little situation, and doing that. But when I catch them, you know what I mean. I saw him this Sunday night against Kansas City Chiefs.
Man.
And Jordan Love really did his thing. Jordan Love showed out. Jordan Love showed the world that he can play that position. And Jordan Love showed the Packers that they can.
They need to keep him.
Yeah,
they need to keep him.
I'm really excited about where the Packers going. Also, they got a young squad, the youngest squad in the National Football League. So it's going to be a test. It's going to be a lot of hiccups, but I think them guys going to do well also.
Yeah, it's gonna be. They've been riding that Love train, and he's finally getting. I feel like comfortable in the system after so many weeks, and like you mentioned, the youngest team in the league. So of course, there's going to be some growing pains. But now, more than halfway through the season, they're looking like they're finding their stride. And you beat Kansas City on prime time. I mean, that's a big deal. That's a real big deal.
With Patty Mahomes, that's
big. He's definitely going into the off season with a. No, I need to be here. I need to be here. There's
absolutely.
I know this draft is loaded with QBs, but I think y'all got y'all one. I think y'all got you one. For sure.
I think he's going to be that guy for a long time, hands down.
Quick question. Now that we talking about dudes in the draft, a dude like JT Sanders, right? You know, junior, he doesn't have to come out. What would you advise him to do? What are your thoughts on his situation?
Now with the stakes so high for himself, going to, they're in the top 4. Big season for him, huge season. When the skillet hot, you got to strike, and football is that type of game. It's not like we playing basketball where bullets are not flying. Bullets are flying every day, and kids are going down instantaneously, and it really determines. I'm going to go deep. It really determines on his well-being. It determines on if he really needs this. It determines on if he see himself going higher next year, which I don't, because I think he jumped himself up into top 10, top 15.
Yeah.
How high can a tight end go? You know what I mean? So I think he need to look at that and leave Texas. It's about that time.
Hey, look, man, he up there. Like I've been saying all year he's the second best tight end in the country behind Brock Bowers, the kid from Georgia. But I mean, Brock hadn't been healthy the whole year. So I mean, who knows where the scouts start looking at him, maybe being the number 1 tight end in this draft.
And I think he will be. He played a big role. He showed guys that he can take one and hit, because the tight end is one of the toughest guys on the field, because you got to block and then you got to attack the middle of the field. So it requires a lot. It requires a lot of banging too. So I think the kid's body's ready to go.
Hey, quick, man, I was just thinking the other day with the way the rules have changed. You know, when you go over the middle nowadays, you don't got to worry about your head getting knocked off like that. You know, so how much do you wish you would have played back now compared to back then?
Oh man, it done changed tremendously, man. Because the NFL usually, hype up knockouts and show knockouts on ESPN and do all these things back in the day. But now you don't see that as much because of the concussion settlements and all the things that are going on. But what are you seeing is guys with more lower body injuries, ACLs, meniscus. So I would love to I'll take that injury all day instead of a concussion or a neck injury. But like I said, the game has changed. Tight ends know when they go up across the middle, if the safety hit them, it's coming out their pocketbook.
Yeah.
So they running free home across that middle, dog.
Yeah. And that yak, boy, is looking nice nowadays for tight ends. Yeah. With that body type, you can take those blows to the chest or to the midsection because they're not going for the headhunters no more. So yeah, I think the tight end position is continuing to be something that's evolving in the NFL. And if If you have
it's
a
definitely
potent
exploded
offense,
this year.
yeah, if you have a potent offense,
the tight end position has definitely exploded this year. There's a lot of great tight ends
no
in the
doubt.
league.
And it's gonna get better and better every year because, like I said, the NFL is gonna hone down on knockout shots. So that's just where we at in the game of football right now.
You gonna be in New Orleans?
I will be in New Orleans.
Oh, have you been there before?
Yeah.
I ain't never been.
Man, New Orleans is a blast. There's a ton of culture.
You ain't never been to New Orleans?
It's a ton of art, and it goes down in New Orleans.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah, I've never been.
You're gonna get some great energy. You definitely gonna get some great food.
You're gonna get this right here. Great food.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess Cafe Du Monde, is that the hype place? Is that what everyone?
Yes, it goes up and it stays up, sir.
Okay, so it's worth the hype. It worth the hype. Say less.
No doubt.
You play in the Superdome?
I played in the Superdome several times, man. And
what was that like?
We took that dub.
Just to make sure, yeah.
Okay.
Just to make sure we took that dub.
And it's a ton of energy in New Orleans and in the Superdome because it's on top of you.
So would you say that's one of the most hectic environments you played in?
Yeah, most hectic besides the Seahawks. The Seahawks is pretty good.
Man.
Yeah, Seahawks is pretty good. Other than that, the Superdome is nuts.
God.
But you shut them up though.
Come on, with the quickness.
Ain't no Saints marching over here, dog. Ain't no Saints marching over here.
No, sir. Nobody's safe on that field.
Hey, man, thank you, Jermichael, so much for just spending time with us, man. We're just blessed to have you on, and the insight and just the love that you have for Texas. I could just feel it coming through the screen right now, and I just can't wait to see you down there in New Orleans. It's going to be a great time, and hopefully we can link up while we're down there.
We will link up. Hey, hook 'em horns, man. Hopefully we can get this dub down there in New Orleans, though, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, boss. Have a good one.
Appreciate you guys, man. Have a blessed one, too.
Man, what an interview, Dion, right? Man, Jermichael is awesome.
I love that guy.
Awesome.
I love that guy. Really great energy, man.
And I like how you said he shut up the Superdome.
Yeah. He really opened up towards the end, man. I love to see, athletes, especially us seeing athletes while they were playing, and then boom, now we're seeing them be dads, be active fathers. Like, that's super dope to see that he's really hands-on. Like, he doesn't even want even the recruits to come in and talk to his son during the season. He wants him to focus on the main thing being the main thing. Like, that was super dope too. And that was my favorite part of the
That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm excited for his coaching career. I mean, if we can get him on the 40 acres coaching the Longhorns, that would be awesome. You know, you want to have alumni come back and they can provide a perspective not only about, I played in the pros, but I played in the same uniform you're playing in right now. So I know what that Texas across your chest means and stands for, because I played for it. So it'll be cool to have him on the coaching staff if Sark allows him. And so hopefully he's able to get that done and get that job, because that'd be real cool. But I mean, you heard him talk about everyone wants that Texas Bama rematch, man. What you think? Would you want that?
I mean, yeah, that first one to get a part two.
Well, technically, it's part three.
You hardly ever get.
You talk about last year.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, this year was crazy. I mean, both years were actually crazy. Now I think about it. Yeah. I mean, to get a part three is going to be really great to see. And, it's just, like I say, it's only crazy to explain that to FSU. Like, anybody that's an FSU fan, it's just tough trying to explain that to, like, yo. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you're undefeated. Yes, we know.
We get it.
You do pass. You all the criteria that we say we have, you fit it, but Texas Bama, like,
come on.
Yeah, like,
you can't hate us, right? Like, you can't hate us for wanting that. Let me get it. You're undefeated. Yeah, whoop-de-whoop. Like, you had a great run. You won with a third-string quarterback. Congrats. But
yeah, it's tough, man. It's sad, but it's also funny because it's like, yo, you did everything.
Literally.
Right, and everything they said you were supposed to do, and they were just like,
nah,
okay, well,
I don't really feel like putting y'all in.
I don't really feel like
putting y'all in. Like,
Oh man, hey, if you're from FSU, we're not laughing. We're not
No.
laughing at you. We're laughing.
No,
with
fact.
you.
We're
We're
laughing with you. But if we're being
Hopefully-
honest, if you watch that
hopefully in a
game
couple
against
weeks.
Louisville, bro, you can't tell me they a top 4 team. Like, you can't tell me they're top 4. Watching that game was, oh my goodness. I was driving home from Arlington during that game, and had the game on with the little on the phone, and just watching it. Just like, dude, this offense is god awful without Travis. Like, this is hard to watch.
It's crazy how one man can make such a big difference.
But I didn't know though,
One man
like
can
the
make such a
committee,
big
they
difference.
do factor in injured people. Like, I didn't know that until they started really laying down the guidelines and the bylaws. Like, yeah, they factor in if a star player is hurt, we will consider that. And so, yes, you should, because they were going to go to Michigan and get slapped around. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there's no way they could have beat Michigan. There's no way they could have beat anybody in the top 4. I don't think so. Not with that offense. So,
it's just tough to see what Texas did and then what y'all did and be like, yeah, we're gonna go with you.
Bama beat the number 1 team.
It's tough.
I think that's what people should be mad at. Georgia fans. If I'm a Georgia fan, I'm pissed, dude. Like, we won 29 straight games. And we lose one game on a neutral site in the SEC championship by 1 possession? And we won't go from 1 to 6? Like, come on.
No, that's actually that is
like,
crazy. That's a crazy drop. That is a crazy drop.
That's crazy.
That is a crazy drop. When they started listing all those facts, I was like, dang, that's a crazy drop, yo. One to six
after losing 1 game in 29, or in 30 games technically. 1 game in 30, entered in back-to-back national champs. You don't get a chance to defend yourself. Like, everyone's pissed about FSU. No, I would be pissed about Georgia. Like, that sucks.
Yeah, just throw all their gripes to the side, huh?
Yes, I'm sorry. Watch that game against Louisville and then tell me again. I don't give a rip, bro. Like, yeah, you're undefeated, whoop de whoop, but you're not a top 4 team, especially not from that conference.
Look, man, let's dive into this matchup with Washington.
Okay.
What do you
wait? One more thing. Can I say one more thing? I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
man,
sorry. Did you see the video with Michigan when they found out Alabama was a team?
Oh man, they was depressed. They was like, oh yeah,
we gotta go against Saban. Yeah.
They was man, yo, we gonna be Florida State. We gonna be in that bowl. We gonna be
Damn. Now we gotta. Coach y'all still on camera. You gotta clap. Y'all still on camera.
Coach finna call it practice right after this. We gonna start practicing in 30 minutes. Like, damn.
Gotta get ready. Yeah. So we'll see. That match is gonna be crazy. Yeah, and like you said, Texas Washington. It's going to be a rematch. And we kind of mentioned it in our interview with Jermichael. But, yeah, last year, Washington and Texas went at it. Washington won that game 27-20. I was at that game as well. That was my first ever bowl game to cover. So that was really cool for myself at the Alamo Bowl. So it's time to remember the Alamo. Huh, Dion? That should be like the catchphrase for the next couple of weeks. Hey, I thought that was pretty good. Remember the Alamo? You didn't like that? All right. My bad.
Oh, hey, now you. Hey, I mean,
I appreciate that. But yeah, dude, like, gonna be a rematch between the Alamo Bowl last year. Now it's gonna be for bigger stakes. And last year though, that was when Quinn Ewers balled out. I know I mentioned it earlier in the pod about how Quinn had one of the best games of the season last year in the Alamo Bowl against Washington. He had 369 yards passing and a tutty. But Michael Penix, I mean, he had a pretty decent game too. But low key, not the numbers he's put up this year. Last year, Texas held him to 287 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Like, they really corralled him. But the one stat from last year that I don't think will be the same this year is the rushing yards for Washington. I mean, they had over 150 rushing yards as a team against Texas. And we just talked about how Texas stopped Ollie Gordon for just 34 yards. I don't see Washington rushing for 150 on this Texas defense like they did a year ago, Dion.
No, it's tough to see, especially like you said, the last 2 weeks going against the number 1 and the number 2 back. Yeah, it's tough to see that they crack 80 yards, 70 yards. It'll be tough. It'll be tough to see that. Are you thinking this will be? I mean, you predicted some.
Yeah, I gotta stop doing that.
Texas. I mean, what? You thinking it's gonna be a shootout? You thinking it's gonna be a close game? What you think?
Well, I think it's like Jermichael talked about, right? Like high scoring affair for sure. I think it's gonna be a solid 35-42 type game. You know, something around there. I think Texas will be able to get some big time stops though. I think that's the difference. You know, when it comes to this Texas defense, when they're going against a passing attack like this, if they're able to make teams one dimensional, which they've been doing the whole year, making a lot of teams one dimensional and force them to pass. Now, mind you, this is what Washington wants to do. They want to pass the football, but they also still want to be balanced. But if you make them unbalanced, which Texas had accomplished the whole year, then you force them into being one-dimensional, which allows the rushers like Ethan Berg, Tavondre Sweat, Byron Murphy, Baron Sorrell to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. That's when it gets dicey for a lot of these opposing QBs for the Texas defense. So if you make Penix uncomfortable in the pocket, then he won't be able to just sling the rock around. You know, he's going to have to be conscious about that pass rush. And I think there's going to be a couple plays where Texas gets home, gets a couple sacks, or even makes Penix throw a ball that he wasn't supposed to because of the pressure, and maybe an interception here and there. So I think the Texas D will make some opportune plays. And I just don't think this Washington defense, who is ranked 120th in the nation in pass defense, can.
You don't have to keep saying it like that.
They're bad. They're bad in that secondary. They're bad. A stat's a stat. A stat's a stat. So, I mean, especially with the way Quinn just balled out in the last game, and you have a month to prepare. Come on. If you're a sports bettor, definitely go over. Quinn's over on his yards because it slapped for the last like 5-6 weeks. So I think it'll be a good matchup, but I do think it's going to be high scoring game. I think Quinn's going to dice him up, but also Texas is going to have a very balanced offense as they usually do. Unlike Washington, I think that Texas defense is going to make Washington one dimensional, and it's going to be a good game though. And we'll see if we can get that Texas Bama rematch that everyone wants, but except for Michigan fans don't want that. But other than that though, I think it's going to be a real good matchup in New Orleans, and I can't wait for New Orleans though.
They letting you go out there?
Yeah, we got the okay today, so I'm excited. Yeah, boy, about to be in Nola. Yes, sir.
Y'all flying or driving?
Come on, bro. Come on,
you're driving.
Bro.
Damn, I know that's gonna suck, boy. That boy got the 8-hour drive,
bro. Yeah, I didn't want to, But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? You gotta do what you gotta do,
man. Hey, bro, go get the Spirit, man. Get the Spirit.
I need to ride that mega bus. What you know about that mega bus?
I rode in that mega bus one time.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's really, I mean, you'd be on there with some questionable people, but as long as you get a seat to yourself, it's
so you've been in New Orleans, though. I heard you talk about that with Jermichael.
Yeah, my family's from New Orleans. So when I was younger, I went to.
You told me you were from Waco.
My family is from New Orleans. Okay, my mom was born in New Orleans. She was born in this, well, not New Orleans, but Louisiana. So she was born in this little town called Waterproof. It's like on the edge of New Orleans, Louisiana. Shoot, I don't want to keep saying New Orleans, but it was on the edge of Louisiana. It's like a population like 500 people. So a good, I would say half of my family's in Louisiana. Monroe to be exact.
Thanks.
So, yeah, I've been to Louisiana a lot when I was younger. As you get an adult, it's hard to move around because you got work and stuff like that. But yeah, Louisiana is definitely the spot. If you definitely can get a chance to go and get some food.
Yeah, we're gonna be there for about 3 or 4 days. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, bro, you see how Zion be looking. Bro.
So the food. Bro. we got a name drop. We got a name, but I know he be in the etouffee out there though. I know he be in the etouffee. Man, this gumbo good, bro.
Breakfast. He go to 5 breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. He got it. He got it all.
Hey, you can buy liquor like at gas stations in Louisiana,
bro. I mean, as soon as you cross the border. You can anywhere.
Stop it.
Anywhere you can buy liquor anywhere.
Is that why they talk like that?
It'll anywhere or any day.
I didn't mean that.
In Texas, you can't buy it on Sunday.
That was rude. My bad. Hey, that was rude. I could have said that.
Oh, this guy
I don't want
wants.
no
He's trying to
smoke.
get us.
I want
He's
no
trying to.
smoke. I love the accent though.
Yeah.
Baby? Yeah, that's how they be sounding, right?
No, don't try to
my
switch
bad.
it up, bro.
My
You
bad.
finna get that boy. Hey, next week we might not see him next week. He gonna come up with a knot on his
Hey,
head.
but those chips, there's some chips. What is Zaps? Zaps chips? Something like that? Start with a Z, I think. There's like Louisiana chips that are like kettle cooked. Dang, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that what?
Nah,
Boosie
not
made him or
Boosie,
what?
bro. Oh my god, dog. I know what rap snacks
I
are,
don't know
bro.
about the rap snacks.
I know what rap
Okay.
snacks. No, it's like
Gotcha.
see, look. Or in the comments, please let me know. I'm pretty sure it's like Zaps chips or something like that. Some type of brand. Now I'm mad that I can't think of it. Not crap, bro. We got a whole.
Yeah, just brought this up for no reason. But look, man, before we
it is
get out of
Zaps
here,
chips. Just looked it up, man. You're not a real Louisiana person, bro. Golly, I had to look it up just to make sure I'm not crazy.
I'm not. Waco. But before we get out of here, man, let's fly through some of these topics. Women's basketball.
Yes.
Big dub over.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I mean, they got some. I guess since they're women, I can't say studs, but they got some ballers. Give us some of the. Okay.
No, bro.
Oh my god.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they got some ballers. So yeah, UConn. Texas beat UConn for the first time ever. They were 0-10 before the matchup on Sunday. UConn came down to Austin, played against them. Paige Beckers, we were able to see her for the first time. She's a hooper. You know, she really is like that. Now, Texas held her to only 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. So, I mean, that Texas defense was locking her up. But you a couple plays, though, you saw like, oh, okay, I see why she was a Gatorade Player of the Year. You know, little scoop layups here and there, real saucy with it. But talk about saucy. My goodness, Rory Harmon. She had more sauce than Ragu. Like, that mug was ridiculous. 27 points, 13 assists, 5 rebounds, played 39 minutes. Oh my goodness. Barely even came off the court. And Madison Booker, true freshman, Dion. Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Mississippi. She played all 40 minutes. She didn't step off the court. True freshman. Scored 20 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. I mean, they came to play. And mind you, this was without Deanna Gaston, who is the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year candidate in the preseason. And so without her on the court, Texas still beat UConn by double digits. Like, it was nasty. And women's basketball legend Rebecca Lobo, she tweeted out after the game, like, Texas basketball is a legit championship contender, because she was there commentating. She sat courtside. You know, she saw with her own eyes the dominant performance. I mean, Texas got up by 18 at one point. And Rebecca said, if they're going to keep playing like this, they got a shot to win it all. And so, man, that's some high praise. Very high praise. And it's all deserving, too. They're undefeated. They're 9-0. Knocked off UConn. Or 10-0 now. Knocked off UConn. And, I mean, the sky's the limit, because all their players not even healthy yet. So, yeah, they balled out.
Now, it's good to see the changing of the guard. You know, UConn always being one of those ones when it comes to women basketball. But it's good to see some more emerging teams come out into the woodworks, and seeing Texas women's. I mean, I was seeing some of the highlights, and I mean, look. If you're not a fan of the W, I'm officially a fan of the WNBA. The WNBA has a lot of great talent coming to them. I suggest you locking in yourself with a team. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. These last few years in women's college basketball, you can really see that women's sports, they're getting way better. It's getting way more fun to watch. I mean, these girls are hooping. Like, the moves they're doing, it's looking more and more comparable to what the guys are doing, and it's looking good, man. They're making it look good without all the flashy dunking. So, look, I'm a supporter of the W, man. Shout out to my Dallas Wings. Shout out to Arika Arike Ogubawale,
hey, there we go.
Sate Subali, Natasha Howard. Yo, shout out to my wings, yo. So hopefully we can scoop up one of these top young gals. I mean, we was in the playoffs. So I don't know. We probably gonna get that back in, but yo, the W got a lot of great talent, man. And hey, if you're not a supporter of the women's basketball, yo, y'all gotta lock in because it's getting good, man.
And
it's
you just see it. You just see it.
I guess
you know, when it comes to the development and just the way they see the court. I mean, the vision with a lot of these guards nowadays is tremendous. They're able to set up their bigs so easily. And you know, I just wanted to point out one thing with Rory and her stat line. 13 assists, Dion, 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers. 13 assists, 27 points, 2 turnovers. That's something that I want to say struggled with last year, but it definitely was a topic of conversation with how she's taking care of the basketball, because she was still getting a lot of assists a year ago, Rory was, but a little bit, you know, high on the turnover ratio. But like this year, my goodness, she's been taking care of the basketball and dishing out assists. I mean, that's what's going to put Texas over the top. If Rory can continue to control the basketball, run this offense while also scoring and not just dishing it out, but being a threat on offense and keeping possession of the basketball and not turning it over, this team is really dangerous. And I just can't wait to see if she continues to keep this ball rolling with this turnover to assist ratio being so high right now. I think that's a great thing to have for this offense, and just for this team to trust Rory to stay out there and not turn the ball over, because when she doesn't do that, man, you see the result. They're able to knock out UConn convincingly. But yeah, Dion, I definitely think a lot of these girls that are coming up, you think of the Angel Reeses, the Caitlin Clarks, but then also girls like Haley Van Lith and Rory Harmon, like a lot of these girls that are next up that's about to go to the W. You know, you want to hop on a team now, so then when one of these college girls gets on the team, then you already know who to cheer for, because there's a lot of great hoopers in the NCAA right now.
Bro, we can't forget about what's the shorty that's in high school still?
Which one? Oh, Leah Chavez.
The one you covered.
Man. Aaliyah Chavez, yeah, up in Lubbock, Monterey. Oh, so she got an offer from Texas. She's actually in Texas. Texas is in her top 8 right now. So I actually saw Aaliyah on a visit when she came to Texas on a visit during the football season earlier this year. I forgot what game it was, but she did come on a visit. And after that visit, she did put Texas in her top 8. And folks, I'm telling you, man, Aaliyah Chavez, look her up. She is nice. If Texas is able to land her, she's just sliding to that spot that Rory's in right now. I mean, because she can do it all. She really can. And that was the first woman hooper that I've seen that was like, oh my goodness. Like, she's played with dudes growing up. Like, you can tell, like, she is like that. And so hopefully Texas can get her on the 40 acres. But yeah, Aaliyah Chavez is up next. And so yeah, and like you said, it just gets better and better. You can see the growth that women's basketball is you can see it now, like, oh, this is what they've been preparing for, like, okay, yo. And so I'm excited, man. I'm excited. But look, man, we long-winded this episode. This was a great episode 3. Final thoughts. Your whatever entertained you, trained you. So watch the things that you're watching, watch the things that you're consuming, whether that be what you're eating, what you're watching on social media. Just make sure that you're putting good things in so you can get great things out. Any final words, patience,
Corey?
Man. I feel like a lot of things in my life recently have just been circled around patience and just letting go and letting God, let him handle some things. And heck, even if you think about it in the sports world, right? Like, look at Texas right now. They had to stay patient with Sark. Like, this is year 3, and now you're seeing the fruits of all the things that he's planted since year 1, and now they're in the college football playoffs. So just be patient for your time, because your time is coming. But allow it to blossom and not try to rush it. But yeah, Dion, as always, thank you so much for your help, with this show. And I just want to shout out again, Jermichael Finley. I see him in New Orleans, and he has a Elevate You organization that he's helping out young kids around the nation to get better, get active, and just become a better athlete. And he's trying to elevate people's abilities all around the country. And so I just can't wait to see what he does with his organization. But yeah, thank you all so much for listening in. As always, God bless. And how we always end the show, Dion, with a little yeah.